what's it like working in so many interchangeable receivers, and how do you kind of stay on the same page?
Yeah, I mean, it is a challenge. Anytime, I kind of said this earlier, I think in the first game, when Bellamy went down, I kind of said when you lose, an integral part of, kind of the puzzle, when you lose somebody that you've been working with, day in, day out for months and months and months, it changes, kind of changes the dynamics of the offense and everything. But, with as many injuries as we've had so far, the guys who've come in have stepped up and, haven't lost a step. And that's a great testament to the guys, the backups who have come in and stepped up. Sometimes it's hard to keep focused when you're the backup. You don't think you're going to get in. You're just waiting for your chance, not sure when it's going to come. And, they've really done a good job at, really following the starting receivers' leads. I mean, doing everything they do on a day-in, day-out basis. And so when they come in, there's really not much of a difference from the guys who went out. And, that makes it a lot easier for me.
You getting anxious to catch a pass with all these guys that are playing quarterback split out wide?
I'm hoping we put one in here pretty quick. Get downfield and get another form of touchdown would be pretty nice. Yeah.
Your performance against Arkansas State, 20 of 33, 308 yards, 3 touchdowns. You hit 8 different receivers out of 3 different positions. What's your secret?
Like I said, it's just with the amount of different receivers they're getting in there. A lot of people look at it as how do you stay on the same page, and like I said, the guys have done a great job, in practice, just keeping up with the offense, even when they're not in, paying attention just so they don't miss a step. And so, when they get in there, I have so much confidence that, every single position, all 4 guys out there at wideout are going to run the exact right route. They're going to be at the right spot when I know they're going to be there. And, for me, it just becomes pitch and catch. It's just read the defense, eliminate the things that aren't going to be open, and find the open guy, throw it to him, let him make plays. And, when I can do that, it really makes it simple.
You had a chance to look at Memphis yet?
I haven't, actually. It's here in probably about 10 minutes.
How important is it for you all to win again to keep momentum going into Big East?
Oh, it's incredibly important. Anytime you come off a win, you want to keep it rolling. The more wins you get in a row, the more confidence it builds, and more momentum, and it just makes things head downhill. It gets a lot easier. And so, coming in here, the importance of the season is to get to a bowl game. In this non-conference opponents, it's important to get wins. I mean, you have to put those wins in the win column. Start building that up. And so, for us, end of season goal, get to a bowl game. We need this 3rd win here in non-conference season. 3-2 going into conference. That's a big deal. So for us, it's extremely important.
Are you the type to watch the first half performance first or the second half performance first when you go back and review film?
I tend to watch it as the game, as it progresses. That way, you kind of get a feel for the game, see, momentum shifts, see what your team does well when things are going right, when something stumbles, see how they respond. And so I tend to watch it, kind of in a row, first quarter, second quarter, third quarter, fourth quarter.
What things are going right for you guys on offense? What is going right? What do you like about the offense versus when you stole? Things are going wrong, maybe like in the second half. What's going on?
I think some positives for us right now is we're extremely well balanced. I think the stat was 575 yards of offense and 308 passing and 260-something rushing. I mean, that's a balanced attack. When you can do that, defenses don't know what to prepare for. They're on their heels saying, okay, they're going to throw it here, but what if they run? So, you throw a little run fake at them, and you say, okay, it's run, they come bite, you over the head. And, it's confusing for them. It gives them, a real problem in trying to decide what they're going to do and, figure out what they want to try to stop. And, like I said, that's a real positive for us because it keeps us rolling and, allows things to open up for us, without us having to force it to open up. What's that?
When things are not going so well?
When we do struggle, I think, it's a little bit of, one thing will go wrong, and then, as it was in the Arkansas State game, we stopped ourselves. It was 13 penalties or something like that. Against good teams, you can't do that and go out and win. We were able to overcome it this weekend, but we can't stop ourselves. We've pretty much shown that in every single game. We really, as an offense, haven't been stopped yet. It's us that's stopping us with penalties, drop balls, fumbles, interceptions, you name it, we're stopping ourselves. And so, if we can go out there and just eliminate the mental errors, physical mistakes are going to happen. That's part of the game. That's just how it goes. But if we can go out and eliminate the mental errors, I don't see us stopping.
Are you at the point now where you say you trust guys to run the routes? Do you know when you go through the line which guy is going to be the guy you're probably going to throw it to, which guy you think is going to be open?
Generally. Yeah, generally. You walk up there and, as a quarterback, your job is to, all the film I watch during the week is to set up for, Saturday when I go out there, I see this look, okay, I know this guy's going to dive down here, this guy's bailing, he's going to rotate over here. And so, I can go up there with confidence and say, okay, this is our route combination. I know this guy's going to go over to, a middle close situation. I know this is my routes that are going to be open. And so then when you can eliminate that, I mean, you're reading pretty much one guy. And it's whatever he chooses, he's going to be wrong. And so, our offense is, Coach Stanford, all our offensive staff do a great job, giving us plays that put us in good situations like that.
What does homecoming mean for you? Last week, Coach made a point of saying, we're the homecoming opponent for them. Now you got a 1-14 coming in here, but I guess a lot of alumni come back for it and have that too.
It's exciting. It's the festivities around it. I think it's more for the fans than anything else. For us, it's another football game. It's a chance for us to go 3-2. 2 wins in a row. We'll keep that momentum going, and for us, we look at the big picture. It's not the fact of we're not thinking who we got coming in, what their record is, or anything like that. We're looking at it as we have another good opponent this week. We got to go out and keep building on what we've been doing. I think we've gotten better every single game, and that's something we want to continue with this weekend.
What did you learn about Pepper?
He did a great job. Great job. I think that was his first collegiate snaps. They got in there this weekend, and he didn't miss a beat. There was a couple mistakes that were made, of course, but we all made a couple mistakes, and for him to be able to step up in a big-time situation like that, play the whole game, and really operate the offense. The center's the leader of that offensive line. He directs them on every single play, sets of protection and everything, and thought he just did an incredible job. And so, that gives me a lot of confidence having 2 centers. If Mario goes down like that, he's got to step up and in there. I have a ton of confidence in him now that he can come in and do it.
You've had some success running the football. How tough is it, given that acceleration, to keep handing it to the studs, to keep hanging in that pocket a little bit as long as you need to?
Yeah, when for me, having a little bit of success, running like that is, it kind of, you get a little bit of a happy trigger finger. Sometimes when you see a hole, you want to take it instead of waiting and going and getting to your third read, and getting the ball downfield. But that's something that I have to just keep reminding myself in practice, so that hang in there, go through your read progression. It's going to happen. Then if you get all the way through it and it's not there, then take off. So if I can do that during the week in practice to really focus on it, that way I get to the game and it's no different.
Josh Chichester, he looked like an extension of your arm on Saturday. Looks like you guys got a really good connection going. He had a breakout game as well as you. Could you elaborate on that a little bit for us? Or?
I think, coming through the first couple games of the season, Chi was doing, up in the middle of a position change. Going from receiver, to tight end, and people don't realize there's a lot that goes with that. Tight end's one of the most difficult positions. So not only do you have to, get your hand in the dirt and block, but you got to run routes too, and you got to be very flexible. And so, I think he might have been a little frustrated. He wasn't getting the amount of balls that he expected. But last week he had a great week of practice. Came in, we had, the defense was giving us some stuff that put him in great situations to catch the football. And he did a great job getting open. Very precise on his routes and everything. And he just, as hard as he's been working, he deserved it. And so, seeing him open, getting him the ball, and giving him the chance to make plays is, it's a great thing for me because he's a playmaker. 6'8", guy can go up over any guy, out there on the field, and he has great hands, catches the ball whenever it's in his area. So, for me, it gives me a lot of confidence on it.
What kind of presence does Dominic Brown have as he's doing practice? And what were your impressions of him when you first came?
Dominic's real quiet. Very kind of one of the quiet, confident types. He doesn't say a whole lot. Kind of goes about his business. I think he does a great job at learning when he's not in there actually doing it. He sits back and very attentive on every play, whether it's a run play, pass play. He's watching footwork. He's watching the reads, and just does a great job picking it up. And him getting his chance to get in there in the game, I thought he took advantage of it. I thought he did a great job. Got us some yards. We told him we didn't need him to go in there and score a touchdown on every carry we got, but put us in a good situation. Give us a good game. Put us in a second short situation, third and short. Something manageable, and I thought he did a great job doing it. Very calm for a true freshman coming into a situation like that. You couldn't ask for much more.
Coach spoke about how hard it was to keep Beaumont out from rehab and how bad he was to come back. Have you seen him in the weight room? What's he going through right now?
I'm sure you guys have heard it, from Coach Strong a ton, but Beaumont's he's a special guy. He's in there just working his tail off, and a lot of guys, if they go through an injury like that, they're going to be frustrated. They're going to kind of have a case of the poor me's and not want to do all these extra things that don't give them results right away. But, I mean, like you said, Doug's in there every day in the training room, rehabbing. I mean, he's in there in the weight room, rehabbing, doing everything he can. I mean, even at practice, he can't even, walk around right. He's out there, on the bike, pedaling, loosening it up, catching balls off the jug machine. And so, for him to be that motivated and that committed to his rehab, it says a lot about him. And we're excited to get him back as soon as possible. We don't want to rush him and, hurt him again. But for me as a quarterback, I'm excited to get him back as soon as I possibly can.
The offensive diversity we've been seeing, naturally you have a plethora of plays that are actually made for you. Then we had three other people taking snaps, I'm sorry. How did this offensive play calling diversity come to full fruition?
I think it was just probably a case of, Coach Stanford coming in and seeing the weapons that we have. A lot of people don't realize the kind of athletic, prowess that we have on the offensive side. We have probably 5 or 6 guys that can go take snaps and not only run the ball but throw it as well. And so, having those kind of options is, a huge weapon for an offense. We can confuse the defense, give them different looks, give different people behind center, different people split out. It makes it hard to game plan for us. And, all these options kind of open it up for us and really give us an edge in game planning against people.
Anything else? All right.
Thank you.
That little tongue tied. You got it one.
Yeah.
I think we're done.